welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, the garage is now pretty much free of smart car parts. They're all in the attic stored away, and then they won't come out until we actually have an engine in there, and then we can start doing the body modifications to put the body back on. Of course, we're gonna need to do a lot of body modifications, but that's the name of the game. Right now, I still haven't found a donor car, so this is day 2 on the project. I had a lead. I was supposed to buy a Saab 9.3. It's a turboed 2-liter engine, manual 6-speed. And I was like, well, perfect. It was cheap. Made a deal with the guy. He said, yes, no problem. I said, all right, can I pick it up today? I'll send a tow truck. And he's like, well, can't do it today. And this was yesterday. He said, but tomorrow morning, which today, he's like, message me. I was like, all right. Turns out he sold it to somebody else even after we made the deal. So that's the fun thing about dealing with people. Yeah, so that deal didn't work out. Then there was an Accord that I was looking at, but the guy lost the keys. I'm still on the fence on that one, still trying to make a deal. It's a lot of unknown, right? It's a manual Accord, but we'll see. So what we're gonna do right now, we still need to make this movable, because right now if I get it off the hoist, if we put another car in here to strip it, well, as you can see, it's not gonna roll too good. So what I did is I picked up these here. Picked up these. I'll make a little bracket, weld these underneath, so that way I can move it around the garage. Of course, it's not going to go outside, but... And then I picked up some Diablo blades, because you know we be cutting, and then some cutting discs. So what I'll do is I'll start by removing the floor. So I'll cut from here all the way back. I want this gone, so I'll do a square cut here, just to get that done. Probably need to remove a lot more once I get the new subframe in. And then I'll go all on the inside here and all on the inside of this seam. So this one is actually a full roof. So I'm not gonna brace it when I cut this. I don't have any worries that the chassis will twist. There's still a lot of structure on there. There's still the main cross member holding the front end, and then we're welding the back end once I get the subframe and donor car. So that will be the project today. This is a pallet of junk. Well, junk to me might be good for smart car owners. So I messaged the guy that picked up the engine yesterday and told him if he wanted more stuff, then he can have it for free. So it saves me from bringing that to the dump. And he's coming today to get it. So he was pretty pleased that I was giving him more parts. So again, today's project is pretty simple. It's not going to be a big video. Don't have a donor car yet. Can't wait to get a donor car, because that's gonna be when the interesting stuff starts. Cutting the other one apart, yeah, I can't wait for that. So let's start cutting. Before I take this down, I wanted to show you a little something. Don't think I showed it to you in the last video. So the car is actually a glass roof, right? And this is a low ceiling jack. This thing is pretty high. A lot of height to it. So if you look in the middle here, I don't know if you'll see. Well, there's a little, I don't know if you had an antenna or something on top of that at one point, but that actually, it's the ceiling. So it's a little sketchy when it comes to lifting it up so I can put the secure bars there, because there's a little bit of flex in the glass. Don't want that to break. If it breaks, it looks like we're going topless and we're gutting the whole interior and making it a complete buggy, I guess. So if I just put my hand, yeah, that's the glass hitting the top. Not good, but that's what you get when you get a low ceiling garage. This thing is so light that it's barely even dropping. It's gonna be a long while to bring this down. So I moved everything out of the way, the whole harness, because essentially we'll be cutting all the way here. And the same thing with this side. So I didn't want anything in the way. I'll show you on this side here. We'll be cutting across this seam right here. So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna do some cuts with the grinder with cutting this so I can fit my blade of the Sawzall. That way I won't be starting here using a blade to get down here and whatnot. So I'll make a little slot, then I'll be able to cut the bottom. Do the same thing here, do a slot, cut down here, go all the way here, do a cut. You get the idea. Just basically cutting around it and then getting rid of this big piece. It's Sawzall time. Let's cut into this thing. Well, hopefully that hyperlapse worked because looks like somebody sent me a message on Facebook and it deleted the file. Well, here we go. I guess a little more cutting and she'll be off. There we go. And that is off. So how does it look now? There's still some trimming needed to be done, but that's how she looks now. Loads of room for activities. Of course, I just gotta clean this down. Same thing with this side. And then remove this part here. We won't be needing this. We'll do new mounts with the roll cage and whatnot. Yeah, wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. A few more pieces cut off. I actually had to tie the car to the hoist because it was starting to tilt forward a little bit because there's barely any weight in the back. So here we are. Yep, that's a cut up smart car. So now, there's not much more I can do at this point other than put the casters on and then wait till I find another engine. I don't want to cut more or less. Well, actually, I can't cut less, but I don't want to cut more simply because there might not be a need for it. So let's make a little bracket, put on some casters, and then lower it down. All right, so here's what I'll do for the casters. Don't want to do anything super fancy because, hey, it's going to be removed as soon as we get an engine. So what I did is I just took this 1x1 square tube and I'll weld it on the inside here. That way we can grind it afterwards. Everything will be hidden. And then I'll just weld the wheels, caster wheels on both sides here. Keeping it simple, firing up the miller, and we'll be all set. Well, that's done. So what I did is I just tacked it there real quick, tack those on, and then now she's solid. It's not like the back end weighs anything at all. Just notice that those caster wheels are only good for 180 pounds. Bah, smart car only weighs 180 pounds anyways, right? So now, time to drop it and see if that holds, and then see if we can move it a little bit. Of course, it's gonna be raked down a whole lot, so I might need to put some planks on the bottom just so it rolls off properly. I could have built it up, but I didn't want to use a bunch of metals just for that little thing. So let's see what she looks like when she's on the ground. Again, slowly coming down. This car weighs nothing at all. Need to find a way to add some weight. I'll be here another hour at this rate. Well, I gotta say that works. Looks like the smart car is doing a wheelie, but you can move it with ease. So it looks like right now I'll have to store it in this corner and go on Kijiji, try to find another donor car. So this is how not heavy it is. So it's on the casters in the back. I'll just push it here. And I wanted to turn the front wheels, but with the casters it makes it hard, but I grab the front bumper and I can move it. So that will be a wrap for this episode. Hopefully we can find a donor car as soon as possible to get this thing rolling. Well, it's kind of rolling, but not on its own, under its own power. So make sure to like, share, subscribe. There's a lot more stuff coming ahead. Right now, unfortunately, it's all we can do with a smart car. Until next time,